Hey, welcome back. Let's talk about this Mega Gengar situation. So this past weekend, I did a video and I saw some craziness happen with the Mega Gengar in particular and some of the other cards where there was just like some big drop-offs in the price. I did not know at the time that there was potentially some market manipulation or maybe it was data quality issues. Either way, there were just a small number of sales that happened on TCGPlayer that ended up swinging what was being determined market price by many of our market price API tools. So when I was looking at it after that video released, I realized something, and I brought this up a month ago. But again, here we are talking about TCGPlayer, and TCGPlayer is a low volume marketplace that has carte blanche on market price. If you don't believe me, you can look at just TCG, you can look at price charting, you can look at many other tools, and you will see that they are all baked in to TCGPlayer. They don't carry any other IDs, third-party IDs for a card, but they do carry TCGPlayer IDs in all of their data. They key into this marketplace as the source or to dictate or help inform what market price should be. And the fact that we are using this across the world as what should dictate this, let's really look at it. Let's see if it makes sense and judge for ourselves. So if we look at the Mega Gengar, on average, we're seeing on like a daily basis, 3 items sold. And this is a 2-day range. This is not per day. 3 items over a course of 2 days sold. 8 items over the course of 2 days. 6, 4, 8. So like maybe 1 to 2, 3 on average were being sold for this card. I mean, this is a high dollar card. You don't expect a ton of volume for this card to be sold, but this is the backbone. This is the amount of sales that are being used to determine what the price should be. So a couple sales from day to day that go up in price and up in price and up in price. This is a very reactive with a very small sample size, meaning that it's not correctly weighted for us all to look at and key in as the market price. To truly understand what market price should be, you should be able to gather the entire market, right? So the fact that we're all together using TCGPlayer is my biggest kind of gripe, that it holds too much power over too little volume. That's really it. If you look at the average sold on eBay, we're looking around, like in the past 7 days, around 15 per day. That's many, many times over the 1 to 2 to 3, 4, maybe up to 8 in a day that you're seeing on TCGPlayer. And so what will happen with the market manipulation? Well, if you look at the data on that day where that caused a huge price dip, and it's saying that it went from like, 1,300 to like 900. Well, if you look at it on TCG, just TCG, which is an aggregator of multiple market sources, but they primarily key into TCGPlayer, well, they dipped from, $1,300 to $730. So it severely impacted everyone, right? And it only took 4 sales for that to happen. 4 for all of the tools to go, whoa, and freak out, okay? This is a problem because TCGPlayer they're not correctly putting in guardrails. They're not correctly accounting for outliers. There's not a safety net that's being built here. Now they did either adjust or manually did something to adjust the price, or now there's just naturally more sales that have brought it back up considerably. But there's an issue in the model, and that it's too reactive, and the baseline fact that there's just not enough volume on this marketplace to dictate price for everyone. I mean, I know I said that multiple times, but I mean, that's just the way I look at it. So let's go now to Collectrics, my site. What happened on that day? Well, the day before, we saw from Mega Gengar, the Collectrics price was $1,363. Some of our proxies are around $1,300, $1,400. Again, that proxy just means that it's multiple sources aggregated into one. The near mint proxy is basically just TCGPlayer, but it's not exactly that. It is still a mix of things, but you can see our near mint proxy dipped crazy that day, right? So we went to $727 for this card. But what happened to the Collectrics price? Well, the Collectrics price was just at $1,300, $1,299. We did not see that gigantic dip on that huge day-over-day increase. Why? Because I recognize this problem with 151 spikes. And once you have just a couple sales that suddenly go up 30, 40, 50%, it sets a domino effect that is too reactive. And it's, if you think about it, I mean, sure, if prices go up and people start paying that price, fine, it is what it is. But if the weighted volume is not accurate, and you're talking about one or two sale one-offs that everyone goes back and sees those one-offs, you're not, again, you're just not accurately weighting correctly for the entire marketplace to use that. So what I've done is I set those guardrails. I said, hey, if they're crazy outliers, ignore them. If the day-over-day price swings to below half of what it was, that's likely an anomaly that's not accurate. So that's why this price did not change as significantly. I've shown you what happened. You can see that the price did dip for one of the sources, and we accounted for it. We said, okay, maybe there's something there. There's a little bit of a signal, a little bit of a dip, but we said, no, there's something else going on. We're going to ignore that until we get more information and a trend that we can rely on to say that's a true reflection of that price. That's it. I kind of just want to come here to pat myself on the back and explain what I saw and why there's a reasonable guardrail set in place on Collectrics, so we can just monitor what's happening, but not take it as truth. That's it. All right. Thanks again for watching. We will see you in the next one. Do the YouTube things. And yeah,